Okay, Keith here with Kevin in Las Vegas. We wanted to give you some more insights into the Baccarat BAse Camp coming up. We have some exciting things to talk about, and we're wanting to fill you in. We have some new guest speakers. We're going to do a presentation there. One of note, of course, is we're going to add Canada Bacc, who has some new things he wants to talk to you about. So he's going to be yeah, I know. I'm pretty excited about that. The ever popular Canada Bacc will be doing a little presentation in addition to Action Mike, Sherry, and of course, Kevin and myself, and anybody else who happens to be there will add their own insights. But we were talking about yesterday, we gave you some insights into the different levels of the base camp and what it means to be a member of the base camp, Kevin. And one of the things that you're trying to tie together is how you can relate to utilizing all the information at Beat the Casino. We're going to pull it all together into a base camp, so to speak, one where we're talking about the human resources, which of course is one of the primary things of all the great players that are members of Beat the Casino, and they're at your disposal in addition to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole concept of this particular confab, if you will, is to get everyone, no matter what level of play they're at or want to be at, to get them to understand that these resources are available to them, whether they be on the forum, a phone call, a text to somebody, whatever. That there's a community of people that have the same goal in mind, and to make sure that everybody knows how to reach out to the community and find the answers they seek.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that gets overlooked, and that's why we're covering that early, is to let you know that you're joining a club, and it's very important to realize of all the folks and all the players that you have access to help you tweak your strategy, so to speak. So that's one aspect of it too. The other thing is how to use all the resources on Beat the Casino, the strategic Baccarat interface, all the manuals that are available to you, all the videos that are available. There's hundreds of videos. One of the things I always like to talk about, in addition to some of the new things that we're going to cover, obviously with the addition of Canada Bacc and Action Mike and Sherry, and some of the new 3 strategy, that stuff aside, we'll get to that in some later videos, which, we'll talk about in depth, but, how to utilize all the tools and things that'll make you a better player and learn how to think in the game. And that's really what we're after, how to think and how to get you to find a bias and know how to play a specific game. Kevin.
Yeah, that kind of sums it up, Keith. I mean, the idea is that we each have decided upon certain aspects of the game that we want to focus in on. Like with GBO9, it's the 3s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can remember a few years back, there was a player, and all he wanted to do was he just wanted to focus on the second liners. Okay?
Yeah.
And and the idea in Singapore, by the way, and the idea is that this is not a one size fits all approach.
No, it isn't.
Not, if you just do this, and just keep hitting it and hitting it, it'll eventually work.
Yeah. No,
send your money in now.
Yeah, no, it's a club, and that's one of the things that we want to kind of emphasize is that we're all in it together. Look, if you want to talk, I mean, I don't think there's any approach that we haven't been exposed to at Beat the Casino. I mean, somebody knows it. It may be called something a little bit different, but I guarantee you,
yes,
we've taken a look at it and analyzed it. And there, of course, the trick to winning in Baccarat is, all systems work. Sometimes it's knowing what triggers and what statistics apply and which ones are relevant in a specific game that's going to make you into a winner. So that's one of the skills that you have to develop. And it takes a little bit of time. You have to mentor with other people. and learn from other players who actually do this. So I think that's the value of joining the club. I did want to say also too, like if you're not a member, okay, and you just want to get a taste of what we do in the club, you can join the seminar. There's a link down below for folks who are not members. If you want to just come to the seminar, you can do that. There's a price for that. And if you want to just watch online, you can do that too. So, just sign up. I'm sure once you come to the seminar, you're going to join the club. But, if you want to get a little taste of it and see what we're about, and you're not doing anything on the 21st, or if you are, you can watch the video later and make a decision. But we did open it up to the folks who are not members. If you want to see what we're all about, join in the online seminar and, watch and see what you think. I'm sure you'll find it very insightful and get a chance to talk to some really great players and some systems. But moving on to the kind of the next level of the seminar, what we talk about is we do talk a lot about approaches. And of course, before you come to the seminar, Kevin, you want to have all these approaches that we've kind of the rote ones that we already know, the 10 best bets, the 5D, the 7D, the V87. And then we're going to, and everything else that goes along with that. But then you're going to hone in on taking those on some of the new strategies, the 3 strategy, which is really dynamic. And Canada Bacc has a new thing coming up too that he's going to release. And I got to post it in the forum actually too here coming up. But then taking that, and I love the way you translate that. It's really cool how you translate it to the derived roads.
Yeah.
And I remember a time when you didn't even look at them, Kevin, but now you've exposed how significant they actually are.
Yeah. I don't think anybody in the club was looking at them, to be honest with you.
No, I don't think so either. And I
spent the first, after I figured it out, I spent the first 6 months beating myself over the head for wondering why it took me so long.
I know. And some of those shoes then that you pointed out with the derived roads, especially when they had the stadium Baccarat at the Red Rock, but of course they took that out. Some of those shoes that you posted, you said, look at this. The writing is on the wall with this approach and that approach. And such a tremendous insight that you give players with your analysis of the derived roads and how to take those strategies and apply them to the derived roads is really insightful. So if the main road isn't working for you, your insights and your expertise really brought people up to a new level, of playing Baccarat and what to look for there. So, and of course you'll be talking about the derived roads at the seminar quite a bit.
Well, Keith, there's one word that you've said in the last, 10 minutes that is the operative word for all of this. It's a bias.
Yeah.
Okay. The shoe has to be giving some kind of a bias that leads you to believe or leads you to the answer of what it's likely to continue to do, or as a shoe changes, how it might morph from there.
Right.
Just random guessing. I think it's Bacc because there's been 38 players and 37 bankers do. That don't work. That doesn't work.
That doesn't work.
Oh yeah, it works sometimes, but I mean, it's not going to be. You're going to be in the poorhouse sooner than you think.
Yeah.
So the idea is that there are all forms and kinds of bias that the methodologies that are espoused on the forum and have been talked about for over the years by different people come forward, and you will find that in order to become a long-term good, successful, profitable player, you're going to have to identify those which you find useful at your casino, at your place of play, wherever that may be. It could be online. It could be the stadium, which is, some casinos have in different places now. It could be, you've got a particular table you play at all the time.
Right.
It could be you play from midnight to 3 a.m. only, whatever it is,
Yeah, no, and that's key, So it's learning to adapt to the situation, and everything kind of it weaves together in this kind of spaghetti diagram of how to look at things, and of course, one of the most important things is from the 10 best bets is that shoe change. That's one of the key things that we're always kind of focusing on
Right.
is the shoe change. And if you really learn where that twist is, which is what we spend a lot of time on at the seminar, and what a lot of the folks who'll be speaking to, Canada Bacc, Sherry, Action Mike, yourself, and some of the other folks who'll be talking there is when does this working and how long is it going to go? And then when do you see a change to actually get out and protect your winnings or jump in and grab some more winnings. So
yes,
these are all the things that we actually talk about in the forum. And, you said an important thing when we're talking about bias. Bias can happen. It can happen by random chance, or it can happen for a reason. It doesn't really matter how it happens. To be honest with you, it's are you hip to the triggers that are showing you this bias? And of course, we want it to continue. If there's a reason for it, all the better. But it has just as much chance to continue if it just happens to be random and you win by, well, good fortune, so to speak. So those are a lot of the things that we're going to be talking about, in addition to a lot more that we'll talk about over the next couple weeks leading up to it. But again, if you want to come in person, the best thing to do would be join the club. The link's down below. If you want to just watch the seminar and you're not a member, there's a link for that. And then, if you can't do anything else, at least subscribe to our channel and say hello to us every once in a while. If you have any questions about the seminar, either shoot us an email. You can call Kevin or call myself or send me an email, and we'll be happy to answer it. So, Kevin, last word to you. Last word to you about the seminar here until 2 days from now when we do another one.
Well, I mean, we only do these about once a year. Okay.
Yep.
And so a lot's happened in the past year. There's been a whole lot of new ideas and concepts, promulgated. Some of them are just taking one old idea and flipping it this way. And, others are like, oh, wow, we hadn't thought of that before.
Right.
Be careful about what you just see and read on the internet. There's lots of stuff out there. I'm sure some of it's good. I'm sure some of it is, again, of course, to Keith's point, there's not a whole lot of invention of brand new, tested, long-term, proven concepts,
right?
That are not espoused, somewhere here on the forum. So
that's right. We've pretty much covered everything that comes up, anything new, any other twists, and if it's new to us, we'll take a look at it. And the nice thing about it is you don't have, when you join the club or come to a seminar and you bring something up that maybe no one's ever heard of, is instead of having one person who's probably selling it, telling you how wonderful it is, you'll have 100 people trying it and giving you feedback and getting with shoes that they have and giving you this feedback to see if there's any validity to it. And if there is, great, that you become a better player. If not, well, hey, you're still just playing a coin flip, and there doesn't seem to be anything with the statistics that this system is tracking. So anyway, but listen, sign up. The link's below. Say hello and subscribe to the channel, and come on out to Vegas or log into the seminar for the online chat. Kevin, until next time, then, and the Base Camp Baccarat Seminar coming up on June 21st in Las Vegas, Nevada. The ECB of Baccarat. Go
18
ahead.
days and counting.
18 days and counting. Yeah, don't forget, we got Kevin talking. We got Canada Bacc, Action Mike, Sherry, and myself, and a couple other folks who are going to show up. Some great players from the club will be there also, too. So log in, reserve your spot now. This is Keith and Kevin from Beat the Casino. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Take care.